Hi. If you watched the most recent mess of videos where I look like this but different because I'm wearing a different shirt and whatever, because I'm outside in the goat and sheep pen, I alluded to the fact that there were reasons that I had stopped making YouTube videos. One of the largest contributions was my beautiful livestock guardian dog, Daisy. My Turkish Kangal was poisoned by somebody in the area. And then when I put up posts on Facebook looking for her, when she didn't come home from patrol one night, her body was returned to my approach. So that took the wind out of my sails. And then a short time after that, you'll remember Willow, my female Irish Wolfhound, and my very best friend. We had some videos that I posted about her getting ready for her hind teat lumpectomy. She had both her hind teats and the mammary chain either side removed for cancer in her hind teats. Willow made it through that, and there's videos about that. But this summer will be 2 years, actually. Willow got very sick overnight, which is kind of the way Irish Wolfhounds are, 2 weeks before her 9th birthday. And for the first time ever, I had to make the choice to help my dog transition over the Rainbow Bridge. She was full of lymphoma, and I haven't really recovered from that properly. And I miss her dreadfully. So there was that. And then, all at the same time as that, as you know, I started Shropshire Trading Post and Cafe because I needed a job, and I had already started Sugar Doll, the little homespun candy company. Shropshire, I rented a small location in the local town for it, and the landlord decided to sell the building to the neighbor to the building, who was going to turn it into a storage for himself, and gave me 3 weeks to shut down my business. At the time, I had reinvested all my funds back into equipment and whatnot to grow the business. I had gained wholesale clients across Alberta. Sugar Doll was taking off like crazy, and but I had reinvested, right? Because remember, I also have to use that income as my income for the sanctuary and the farm. And so I had 3 weeks to find a new location, which there were none, that I could put a licensed kitchen in, and I had to shut it all down. And that was like the icing on the cake, because it all happened all at the same time. Now, the normal me would be able to handle that in strides. However, I'm an incredibly emotional person, and I have complex PTSD, which I've alluded to in some of the videos. We've talked about mental health. And it wrecked me. It absolutely entirely wrecked me. All of it, all at once. And I kind of got the wind knocked out of my sails. I then had to take a job at a livestock auction, which, God bless, they gave me a job. And I but I was the main person on their catwalk, putting the cattle from, my job would be, the people in the yard would push the cattle into my chute. I would handle 200-pound manual gates and hydraulic gates on a 25-foot catwalk, and I would hush the cattle from one compartment to the next, and into the arena. And I had to do that with no lag time in between. So your girl got some really good arms on her, very hard on your body. And I was absolutely blessed that they gave me the job. But of course, cattle season is the height of which starts in the fall and ends about this time every spring. And then I had to find another job, and so I drove for a local hatchery, which had promised me benefits and my Class 3 license, etc., etc. They were not necessarily honoring their commitments to me. I finished the season driving for them, sometimes 18-hour days, which is illegal. And then I went back to the auction for the fall winter season, which is what we've just come through. And with the threat of tariffs on our beef industry, the cattle industry boomed and burgeoned. January, February was crazy hecka busy. But instead of ending or dwindling in March into April, it dwindled in February. I took a layoff because that's what you do. And then, I thought, well, I can apply for unemployment insurance, which you pay into here in Canada for situations like this, and found I was 72 hours shy. So no EI for me, which means as of Saturday this week, I have no income. And so all of this has just been one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. And you try to catch your breath, and you start to feel like you get knocked down like crazy. But I may not be Canadian. I sound like one, right? I've been here since I was 2. I'm 54. But I tell you, I'm Scottish. I was bred in Scotland, born in Africa, and have lived in Canada most of my life. I am not Canadian, but I am. And I am Scottish, but I'm not. And if you know anything about either of the two cultures, I'm a survivor. I'll get there. And I was inspired recently to start making videos by some people in my world, but also there is a sanctuary in the States called Asher House. And Lee Asher is doing an amazing thing with dogs there and other animals, farm animals now as well. And when I can't sleep, I watch his videos because I can see what he's going through, and I can understand the look in his eyes, and I can understand the unkindness of people who even surrender their animals. And he inspired me. So, Lee from Asher House, from one good soul to another, you got this, kiddo. You go. And on that account, hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. We will see you soon, and I'll be making some videos. And yes, I look tired, but I do a lot of hard work, and I still live off-grid, and I have a wood stove for heat. That's why this is still on my head at the moment. I get chilly. And I don't have power. I do solar-ish at the moment. The financial strain has really hit me hard. The animals are all fine, I promise you. Everybody is quite happy and content. You'll see that in the videos. But I'm wearing down. And so, if I can do this, my message is to you, Canada. You got this, kiddo. Elbows up.